Hello there and welcome. Today we're going to continue with our trivia series. In the previous episodes, we worked on our main game scene. We added some UI and we also added the UI manager to control the displaying of the answers and the actual question. So today we want to set up the questions themselves. We want to have an option to create as many questions as we like, and then make sure that the game loads these questions. So now that we have the UI manager, we also want to create another manager named Game Manager. So now we're going to create an empty object with this name, and we're going to create a script with the same name, Game Manager. And inside the Game Manager, we're going to create this singleton code to make it into a singleton. We can just go to the UI manager, copy this entire thing and paste it over here. Just make sure to remove the initialize button method and also rename the actual singleton instance. And now we're going to collapse it. Next, we want to add one field for the lives. And again, you can play around and change the amount of lives. We're going to have 3 lives. So public int lives 3, and you can simply change it to more lives if you want. Inside the start method, we're going to have a start method. We're going to start a new game. So as soon as this scene is loaded, when the player clicks on new game from the main menu, this new scene is going to be loaded, and then the game manager will run, and it will run this start method, and then it will run this method start new game. So this will be executed as soon as the scene is loaded. Now inside of this method, we're going to make sure that the lives are resetted. So we're going to make sure that it's back to 3, and then we're going to use the question manager to load the next question. Again, we still did not create the question manager, so we're going to create this and then comment this out. So question manager instance load next question. Let's comment this out. Now we also want a method for the end of the game, public void end game. And when we get to the end of the game, we basically want to load the game over scene, right? Because we saw in the diagram that when the game is over, we go to the game over scene, and then we can start a new game or go back to the main menu. So we're going to use scene manager, load scene, and we're going to specify the name of the game over scene. And again, this should be spelled exactly like your game over scene over here. Next, we also want to add a method that will decrease our life if we selected the wrong answer. So public void lose life. So we're going to take our lives variable and simply reduce 1. And if you don't know, this basically reduces 1. So it's the same as doing lives -1. And it will simply, let's say we have 3, so it's going to decrease it by 1, but this is a much simpler way to do it. Then we're going to check if our lives reach 0, then we're going to end the game. So if lives is smaller or equals 0, then we're going to call the end game method. So this is the method we created over here, okay? Now that we have these methods, we want to finally create the question manager. So we're going to create a new empty object. We're going to name it question manager. We're going to create a script, question manager. And this will not be a singleton. We're simply going to reference it in our game manager when we need to. So we're going to have 2 fields. One will be public question DB. This will be a scriptable object that we're going to create to hold all of our questions. So question database. Now don't get confused. This is not the database that we're going to save our user data, the Firebase database, right? This one. This is just a scriptable object that is going to hold our different questions, so we can create many different questions with answers. So I call it question database, but it can also be question archive or something like that. Then we're going to have a reference to the current question. So question current question. And inside we're going to have two methods to load the next question and to submit the answer. So public void Okay, so here we simply load the next question. We are going to get a random question out of the question database. Again, I don't want to name it database. Let's name it archive. So you won't get confused with the real database that we're going to use with Firebase. And this method will be inside of the question archive. And we're simply going to get one random question out of this scriptable object. And then we're going to set it over here to be the current question. Then after we make sure that we do have a question, we're going to send it into the display question method of the UI manager. And we already know what this method does. It simply displays the question and it sets the answer buttons. Now, if we don't have a current question, it means that our archive might be empty. Maybe we forgot to add questions or delete them, but this will probably not happen because we are going to add questions. Next, we want to have a method to submit the answer. So public So inside of this method, we're simply going to get the index for the button that we clicked on, and we're going to check if we have a current question. If we don't have one, we're simply going to return and throw an error. This should not happen. But if we do have a question, then we're going to check if it's correct by using this isCorrect method that we created inside of the question. And then we're going to add logic to handle this correct. So maybe we're going to increase the score or something like this. For now, we're going to keep it empty. If we got the wrong answer, then we're going to use this lose life method that we created in the game manager. And after we check this, we're simply going to load the next question. So now that we created both of these methods, we can actually uncomment them. So inside the game manager, we have this method over here. We're going to uncomment this. And it's probably a good idea to make it into a singleton, although we don't have to. We can simply have a reference to the question manager. Just copy the singleton code from the UI manager and paste it into the question manager. This will be much easier instead of just creating references. So we're going to rename this to question manager, and we're going to remove this, and we're going to collapse this. So now it's a singleton as well. And we can use it like this. We can call this method without having a reference to the question manager. Then we also need to go to our UI manager and uncomment this over here. So when we select a button, it will submit the index of the button. Next, we want to create the actual scriptable object archive. This thing over here, it will contain the different questions that we're going to create. So we are going to, yes, we still don't have this. So let's just comment this out. So it won't give us an error. We can also comment this out. We're going to create a new script and we're going to name it QuestionDB. And we're going to make sure that it's a scriptable object. So instead of inheriting from mono behavior, we're going to inherit from scriptable object, and we're going to make sure we can create such a scriptable object. So create asset menu, file name, new question DB, and menu name, trivia, question archive. Let's just rename this to question archive so we don't get confused. So question archive And again, if you want to change the name of something, don't just change it like this, but you need to right click and rename. Otherwise, it's only going to rename it over here, but it's not going to rename it in other parts. So make sure you right click, rename, and this window will appear. And now we're going to rename it archive, press enter. And now it should also rename the actual file for this script. So let's wait, and you can see that the file itself was changed. So now that we have this, we can also go back to the question manager, uncomment this, and rename it to question archive. And we can also uncomment this. And now we need to create this method inside the question archive. So let's go back into the question archive. Inside, we're going to have an array of questions. So these are the questions that we're going to create. Question array. We're going to have a method to get a random question. So public question, it will return a question, get random question. So we're simply checking if there are questions in the question archive, because if it's empty, then we cannot do anything. So we're simply going to return and get this error. But if we do have something, then we're going to generate a random index by using the random library. So random range, it will start from 0 to the length of the question. So if we have 10 questions, it will basically give us 10 different options. And then it will generate a random number. We're going to get the index over here, and then we're going to pass it into this array and return a question. Then when we return this question, we're going to get it, and inside our question manager, we can get it over here, and we can submit it into the display question method. And that's basically all we need to do inside the question archive. If we need something else, we're going to return to it. So now we're going to save all of our scripts and we go back to Unity. So now inside the question manager, we're going to make sure we have a reference to the archive. And to have a reference to the archive, we need to create the archive. So we're going to right click, we're going to create, and we have this option over here, trivia, question archive. And then it created this new scriptable object. We're going to name it question archive. And now we can drag it into the question manager. And now we have a reference to this scriptable object. We can also create some kind of folder for all the scripts and drag all the scripts into it. Now we are also going to click on the game manager and make sure we have 3 lives. We are also going to click on the UI manager, make sure we have all the references. And the next thing we want to do is to create questions inside this question archive. So we can see an array of questions. It's empty, so we can simply click over here and add a new question. Then we need to add the question text, the actual question, and also the answers. And then the correct index. We're going to change the logic a bit later, so don't create a lot of questions right now. Otherwise, they will all be deleted. Right now, you can create a few questions just to see that it works, but later we're going to change the way this works because it's not ideal to have some kind of index, especially if you want to randomize the order of these questions. You don't want to always get the same answers in the same order, right? You want to randomize it. So we're going to change things a bit later, so don't create a lot of questions yet. For now, we're just going to create a few questions as an example. So I have it over here, and I simply used ChatGPT to generate a few questions. I'm going to paste them over here. What is the capital of France? And I'm going to create 4 answers. London, Berlin, Madrid, and Paris. And the correct answer is index 3 because this is the 4th element, which is actually the 3rd element, but because we start with 0, this is the fourth element, but the index is number 3. So this is the correct answer. This is Paris, right? So now we're going to create another question. It will duplicate this one, but we can simply replace it. Now at this part, it will partially work, but if we save everything here and we go back to the main menu scene and we start the game, and we make this a bit bigger, we can start a new game and we can see that the question was populated and then we got the different answers. And now if I click on 5, for example, I will lose a life, although you can see over here, wrong answer, although nothing will really happen because we don't have lives over here. And I can select the correct answer, Pacific, correct answer. And this will again show me the same question because it doesn't have a lot of questions. So Pacific Ocean, and then again with the continents. So it will keep asking me questions, and we need to add some logic to prevent it from asking me the same questions. We want it to only ask the same question once, right? Each one of those once, but when we run out of questions, the game will be over. Of course, you can also make sure that it will loop and ask the same questions, but for now we don't want this. We want the game to offer us all the different questions and then end the game. And of course, if we lose all of our lives, the game will end. And we can also see it right now. Let's answer 3 wrong questions. So let's say 5, wrong answer. Let's say 6, wrong answer. And now the third time we're going to lose the game. So we say 8. And the game was over, and we can see that it sent us to the game over screen. Obviously, we still don't have any UI, we don't have any score, but at this point, we should take the score, check if it's a high score. If it's a high score, we are going to send it to the FireStore database, which is an online database, and then we can go back to the main menu, or we can start a new game. So this will be the flow of the game. So that's all for this episode. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing. It will support me a lot. You can also leave a like for the algorithm, and I'll see you in the next episode.